You do it. Make your dreams come true. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Just do it.
Now, those of you who've been with me, you know, when we're in church, we say yes, yes, or we're not in church. When I'm with my girls, and I say something they like, they say, you go, girl. But you know, Pierre's here, and Eric's here, and Reggie's here. Got the guys representing, so we're not going to have them say, you go, girl. That would be cruel. But when I say something that resonates with you, and all of my sisters who've been with me before, you know, when I say something that resonates with you, I want you to say yes, yes. But I want you to turn the volume on the second yes up, a little louder than the first yes. I want that second yes to kind of make you jolt a little bit. I want that second yes to be from your gut. I want you to practice that. 1, 2, 3. Yes, yes. That's all right. But I flew a long way yesterday, and I drove 3 hours to get on the plane from Montego Bay to Kingston. So I did a journey for you. So I need that second yes to really come from that center place. I need that second yes to be the kind of yes that makes you a little uncomfortable. You know, that second yes that you said, I didn't expect to get up and say yes like that. This is right outside of my comfort zone. I need that second yes to make the hair on the back of your neck stand up the way the hair on my entire head does. I need it to be that kind of yes, okay? So I needed to just kind of shake the chandeliers a little bit. Let's practice again. 1, 2, 3. Yes, yes. That's it. Now, every time I say something that speaks to your soul, I want to hear you say, yes. Every time you hear your truth coming out of my mouth to your ears, I want to hear you say, yes, yes. Every time it feels good in your soul, like that is so me unapologetically, I want to hear you say, yes. And when you leave this place, and we all go our separate ways, and something speaks to your soul then, by yourself, I still want to hear you say, yes, yes. If no one stands with you, and you have to stand alone, I still want to hear you say, yes, yes. With knees knocking and teeth chattering, I want to hear you say, not knowing the how, but definitely knowing the what. I want to hear you say. Yes, yes. To your champion, I want to hear you say. Yes, yes. To your giant, I want to hear you say. Yes, yes. To your beauty, sis, I want to hear you say. Yes, yes. To the fact that you've always been enough, I want to hear you say. Yes, yes. I think y'all got it. Yes, yes. Why would I ask you to say yes, yes? Why would she ask us to do something as crazy as that? Because, see, I heard this little thing, if you want to get something different, you got to do something different. And we think something different comes with something really huge change. What if it's just adding one more yes to my yes? What if it's just in 2012, I'm saying yes twice? Yes is so nice, I've chosen to say it twice. Yes, yes? Yes, yes? Yes, yes? So the next time someone asks you, you want to go out to lunch? You say, yes, yes. Then they're going to say, I didn't. What are you doing? One yes is sufficient. And then you have a teachable moment, right? And so this is what it's about. It's about being willing to do something different. And here's what I want to share with you. When you're willing to do something different, when you look at your life and you say, you know, I want my life to be something I've never seen before. Okay, just be clear what you're asking for. Be clear what you're asking for. I'm going to share with you a few journeys that I've been on in the time that we have together. But when you say I want something different, you're saying I am willing to say that thing that I've never said before. I'm willing to do that thing I've never done before. So I can be the woman that I've always known myself to be. Yes, yes? Yes, yes. Now, I know I'm going to do something that I'm going to have to do something that I don't want to do. So I can be the person I know I can be. And so I just stopped by to ask, are you willing? Are you willing? You know, I look at my journey and I live a breathtaking life. Sometimes I'm constantly going, God, really? Like, you would let me play like this? Like, really? You would let me get up and serve every day all around the world like this and call this my job? Really? You would take that little girl from South Central, yes. You would take that little girl from South Central who lived between the Harlem Crip 30s and the Rolling 60s, and those are not cheerleading squads, who had 3 fights a week. You let me grow up and you let me live this life. I look up and I travel the world and I see it in a first class view from that angle. Everywhere I go, I'm hosted and I'm greeted with beautiful faces, just waiting to be poured into, and people waiting to host me. And I look up and I'm just accepted. I'm just accepted, and I go, what was the start? When did this begin? And it's not when my career began. It's when I began to accept the champion, the giant that God had put in me. It's when I finally said, listen, this is who I am. Full lips, mocha skin, full lips, round hips, and kinky hair. This is me. This is me. Yes, yes. Like, this is me. It's when I finally said, guess what? We get to stop keeping score on what didn't work. Yes, yes. We get to toss out the scorecard. It's when I finally said, listen, I've done plenty of things wrong, but I choose to invest my energy in what I've done right. It's when I finally gave myself permission to have 1,000 second chances. And every time I get to 999, I press reset. That's when it began to change. It didn't begin to change with Chicken Soup or with The Secret or with Oprah or with Larry King. No, it began to change with my mindset and my grounding and my I know, like 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 I know. It happened when I stopped looking for someone else's affirmation and confirmation attached to me. It's when I detached myself from being so hooked on your perception of me. It's when I realized that what my grandma said was true, that your perception of me ain't really none of my business. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. It's when I stopped for a moment and gave myself permission to fall madly in love with me. That's when Chicken Soup came and The Secret came and Oprah came. I realized that I didn't pursue them. I had to work on my being and who I was being in the world, and then I became a magnet for them. And so I just stopped by. I stopped by to stir your soul. I stopped by to make it mildly to moderately to significantly uncomfortable for you to live in any form of mediocrity. I stopped by to not help you sleep tonight, but to make it hard for you to go to sleep tonight. I stopped by to invite you to be in this space with me because mediocrity is crowded. But there's a whole lot of room up at Excellence. So I just stopped by to extend an invitation to you. And I feel if I extend it enough, some will say yes. Doreen said yes, yes. And she jumped on board almost 10 months ago. And I just stopped by to invite a few more sisters with me.